The next award of honor goes to a man who was born and raised in Alabama. He received an electrical engineering degree from Auburn University. A few years later, he went on to receive a Master of Administrative Science degree from the University of Alabama at Huntsville. He then got wise and moved to the great state of Tennessee. He moved his family to Bristol in 1972 to begin working as the Director of Engineering and Operations for Bristol, Tennessee Essential Services. 5 years later, he was named Chief Executive Officer and remains in that position today. This honoree believes a person's education should be a lifelong pursuit. He's definitely a believer in higher education, and he realized that since he was only educated in Alabama, he needed to come to a higher level of education. He came to East Tennessee State University. And in 1993, he received his Doctorate of Educational Leadership and Policy Analysis from ETSU. During his time on campus, he discovered a real passion for the university. And he has done he's held many positions here. He is currently a member of the ETSU Foundation, the ETSU College of Business and Technology Board of Advisors, the Dean's Advisory Council, and the Bristol Advisory Council. He has served on the Roan Leadership Scholars Steering Committee, the ETSU Athletic Task Force, and the ETSU Advisory Ambassadors. This honoree is also very well acquainted with tonight's event because he is a former ETSU National Alumni Association president and has presided over the award banquet many times. In addition, he has been called on numerous times to be the Bristol chair and spokesperson for the ETSU Pride program. He has done and continues to provide great amount of service to East Tennessee State University, and please give a warm welcome to Dr. R. Michael Browder.
Thank you for this honor, and as you said, I've stood over there and helped participate in this, and I know what it is, and it is a great honor. As Jeff mentioned earlier about standing on people's shoulders, I believe, Jeff, weren't you the one that said that? But I grew up, my parents and grandparents talked about standing on other people's shoulders because it's only by what comes before us that we're able to get what we get. And I've had a lot of people that I could name, and if I really had the 2 hours that Leanne told me that I would have, I could do that, but I can't. But I will talk about some people that are here with me tonight. Linda, my wife Linda, would you stand up just a second? But then you can sit back down. But over 40 years ago, Linda hired me to come to Tennessee. That's how I made it to Tennessee. She was director of personnel at Bristol, Tennessee, then Electric System, and she hired me, and I moved up here. And part of my ETSU things happened. Well, Dr. Beller, who was president at that time, talked to me one day about getting into this program, and I forgot it quickly. But later I called him up, and daughter Lisa wanted to transfer back to Tennessee from an out-of-state college, but she'd waited a little bit late, and so I called Dr. Beller and asked him if there was any way that we could make this happen, and he says, I think we can. He put Dr. Nancy Dishner in charge of it, and we had an appointment, and she got a couple of other people, and Lisa and I went down and met. And I didn't know that Dr. Beller had said, get Lisa in and, spend just a little bit of time doing that, but I want Mike in this doctoral program. And so I registered, and Dr. Beller and Dr. Dishner and Dr. Manahan were teaching the course, and I registered every semester after that until finally somebody came with a paper and said, here, you can go. And so thank ETSU, but it did get deep in my blood and stayed that way. Now, Linda's son, Mike, and he's got a couple of degrees, and he's got a couple of degrees from here, and his wife, Danielle, she's got a degree from here. A good friend of mine that I knew from Alabama days when he was head of transmission for TVA, and we did some work together, and then he got in charge of almost everybody at TVA at one time, and then after he retired from there, he went with Tennessee Valley Public Power Association as their CEO, and he and I have been fast friends, and he's been a great help to me since, and his daughter Angela's here. My assistant, who her main job is taking care of making sure I'm supposed to be wherever I am and know what I'm supposed to do and what I'm supposed to say. And Jennifer, if you would stand up and say, but these are people, and her husband, Hunter, thanks for your tolerance. And other people that I know, Mrs. Pete Patey is sitting over here. She was on my board of directors for a number of years and chairman of it. And she's a person that has been of great help to me. And so all of these things that you read about were things that I've tried to do what my parents and grandparents said, you need to help others. But if it wasn't for people like this that could make a difference, things that I enjoyed the Alumni Association and my tenure with it, the Roan Scholars, I think we've had about 75 people come through that program. And every year Linda and I enjoy having them on South Houston Lake for a day of fun and so forth, and see what the Northeast Tennessee looks like. And that's been a great piece. And then I enjoyed serving on a committee that made the recommendation to hire Dr. Nolan as our president. So, and I appreciate that. I enjoyed that. This is a great honor. I appreciate all of you that make this stuff happen, and all of you for coming. When I graduated, the people were there from the Golden 50s Club that were inducted that year, and they asked me if I was there for my children's graduation. I said, no, I'm here for mine. And I says, and by the way, when I come back to do what you're doing today, I'll be 100 years old. Now, I've still got a ways to go, so I'll still be around for a while. Thank all of you, and I really appreciate this award.